I'm filming this at 2:22 a.m. Cool. This is a continuation of the similar idea that I've said for a few of these videos now, which, 34 minutes left, okay. That's how much storage I'm guessing I have on this thing. And the subject is called Molinet, because he is an enigma to me right now. The reason for this is I'm watching the Practical Agorist or Anarchist Strategies. He's talking with a guy. And I feel so bedazzled and befuddled by what seems to be, to me, a complete paradox and contradiction of personality characteristics that I see call portraying or displaying. And that is, one, extremely concise, well done, and consistent verbology regarding anarchism and defending anarchism, and actually literally going out and talking to people on the street about anarchism. And then two, or in contrast with, an extreme degree of humility. I give him $10, he goes, "Thank you for believing in me." As if he's just no one. And then on the video with him that he hasn't uploaded yet, he basically tells me, "I know that you've been struggling a bit financially. You know what, keep your money for yourself." The idea being that if people see anarchists struggling, that doesn't give them a very good view of anarchy and anarchism. And while I kind of agree with that idea, I'm also at the same time kind of mystified by it, because aren't we living in a world of chaos and slavery by the virtue of everyone agreeing with the idea of slavery? It's kind of hard to live a life of abundance in that sense, in that regard. I'm not really sure how to respond with that at this point. I am right now at this moment, at this point, going in an upward spiral and, paying off my debt and then looking for doing things to invest money in so that it is more stable, such as Bitcoin or whatever. I don't really know what at the moment, but I'm going to be working with figuring out the best ways to invest money. And that would include, of course, anarchist people at some point, including Carl Molinet. The reason being for that is I think that supporting anarchists around the world is a very worthwhile use of money, because people who have the mindset of abundance, if they are given abundance, they will be able to express abundance. So I see it as being something of a group effort, because if each anarchist is kind of doing it alone, it is going to be much harder to bring about and share abundance. And in the video with that guy, he talked about that after we do Anarchistan in Richmond, Virginia, going to the next place. And I love that idea. But I also think that if anarchists, if we use the methodology that Call is using, we could be doing this across the globe everywhere, and at an exponential rate and pace. I mean, Larkin Rose could do this. Who else? Who else comes to mind? Other people could. Larkin Rose is the main person that comes to mind. I was going to say Stefan Molyneux, but, yeah. If you see this video, if you're an anarchist, go watch Carl Molinet. Check out his stuff. Do what he does on the street. Please. I want to see anarchy in the world. I want to see peace in the world. And I want to figure out how to myself start going out in the street and doing this stuff. He has made those videos himself to show himself that he can do it. I'm going to at some point need to do the same thing. I'm so impressed by the guy. The one thing so far where I've had a bit of like, what's going on here, has been the veganism stuff. But in our video, he's talking about how he does his meat stuff locally. And that might philosophically, for what I've been describing in regards to corporatism, make sense. If he knows how they're being killed, and if it's not done in a horrific suffering way, I'm not sure I can contest, because that's pretty much my main and only contention, really, over the whole thing, is that the meat is produced via corporate means, via systematic suffering. And if he's not using that, well, that's my core contention. I don't really have much more to say. The way that I've had my meat most of the time has been that of a corporate setting through the convenience stores and so forth, which is where I imagine most people get their meat. And if they don't, there's much less of a contention that I have, especially if they are aware of the process and that there is thereby not a CO2 chamber involved. But it's gone from me being completely and utterly enamored with him to a bit of a fear in regards to the veganism stuff to now a sort of, this guy is one hell of an enigma to me. I don't know what to make of him, and he's cool, and I want to spread his stuff, I want to do his stuff, and eventually I probably will.